Okay, I think I'm going to give you guys the link to the YouTube. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
So it's up now and streaming, and I can see Laravel, PHP, framework. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to give you the link now. All right. Okay. And you can share to them.
Okay. Veronica, just let me know when I should start.
Okay. Oh, I'm echoing. Oh my God, I'm echoing.
God.
I dropped it on Slack. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks. I'm dropping it now.
All right, that's fine.
Veronica, I'm going to make you host now. All right. So you should,
Just to be sure that you can hear me, I just want to be sure that you guys can hear me. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I
All
can.
right, that's fine.
Yes, I can hear you. All right. Okay. All right, I'm about to drop the link.
All right.
Done?
Can I start?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Hi, good evening, everyone. Okay. Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Gifts Alma, and I'll be taking you on APIs in Laravel, just an introductory class, actually. Yeah, this is actually an impromptu class, so I don't have a slide for this class, but I'll try as much as possible to actually break down what API means and how to actually do all of these things in Laravel. How easy to do this in Laravel. I'll break it down to, at least for a layman to actually understand this. So now let's start with what is an API. API, as we all know, application programming interface. Yes, a lot of people knows it as application programming interface, but there's more to just that definition or that acronym actually. So I will use a layman understanding to actually break this down. Okay, let's take for example, I'm talking about, I want to talk about what is it called, what API is all about, and yes, for the sake of the beginners actually. So there's no advanced words going to be used there, just something very basic so that everyone can understand what an API is all about and how to go about it. So let's say, for example, I want to bake a cake, for example, and definitely if I want to bake a cake, all I need is definitely I will need a bowl, a turning stick, and probably other things to do to make that cake possible. Probably buy flour, buy sugar, and buy butter. I think those are really three things I know. I think the professionals in baking will know what other things to add to that recipe to actually get a perfect cake. But to me, in my head, I just want to just base it on those three things. Now, I want to bake a cake now. I just have just a bowl and a turner. That cannot make me a cake, right? I need to get a flour, I need to get butter, and I need to get sugar, for example. Now, I need to actually send someone to go get me um, a flour, for example. Let me say, for example, oh, I want to bake a cake. Hi, Motun, please, can you help me get flour? That is a request. You are sending, now let me say this actually. API is all about sending a request, and every request must definitely have a response. Now, let's leave that alone and go back to our layman explanation. Now, I want to buy a flour. I told him, please help me get flour in the market, probably, but she might know where to get that flour. Okay, I'm sending Motu to go to the market. Now, Motu goes to the market to go get that flour. She must definitely come back and give me the outcome, give me an outcome of that message. And this message will varies because first thing, it might be, oh, yes, she was able to get the flour successfully. That response was successful, right? But then, or she might go to that woman's place or mommy Uche's place, and mom will just say, oh, no flour today, come tomorrow. That is another response, right? But will just come back, gifts. Yeah, Uche said, mom Uche said, no flour today. That's a response, right? She can also go to that mommy Uche's place and come back and say, Mom Uche said she does not have change. I have to come back tomorrow. So all those things, I'm just trying to use, these are things that we are familiar with. When someone sends an errand, there's always a response. You actually give them back what they send you, or either they don't have it, or the person, all these things are different response. And the API, creating an API, there's always a response, and every response, every response has a code. I guess most have seen it before, most have heard of it before. Let's say, for example, I told her to go get me a flower. She comes back with the flower successfully. Yes, that is status code 200. It means that, yes, she was able to get that flower, and boom, we move on to the next thing. But imagine I just told her to go get the flower, and she said, no flower. That means not found, right? And then we all know that 404 means not found. The request of that, the status code of that request that I sent to is 404, right? There are different ones. I might told her to go get, what is it called? The flower, and comes back with, oh, no change. He said I should come back tomorrow, or the flower is finished, those things are actually, see that one as a response to that request. I don't know if I'm making any sense here. Now, Moto is here. She has gotten me my flour, but that is not all. I still need something else, right, to make that cake. But to me, all I can use to make a cake is just flour, butter, and sugar. Like I said, the professionals know what they will use to make a cake. Now, I send Veronica, hi, Veronica, please go get me a sugar. The same thing. That is a request. I am sending a request out to the market because I can't actually get that sugar myself. For me to actually complete my application, or for me to actually complete my cake, I need extra ends, extra things to actually complete that cake, of which I don't have in my disposal. More is one, I need to ask for help. Oh, please go help me buy this. I need that flour to make this cake. Oh, I need, hey, Veronica, please go help me get the sugar. I need that sugar to be part of what I need to make this cake. You understand? Oh, after that, the next thing, oh, Tommy, I need butter. Go help me get. So they will definitely come back with a response. Irrespective of the response, there must always be a response. Know this, when a request is being sent out, there must always be, that's why I use this layman explanation to explain so that we are all familiar with, okay, when you send somebody a message, yeah, that is how API works. I want to make a cake. You don't have all those things at your disposal. You need to request for them. You need to request for those, what is it called? For those ingredients or whatever thing you need to make that cake. That's why it's called application programming interface. Most times, you want to do something, you want to create an application. Now see this cake as the application. You can see the flour, the sugar. See the flour as a feature of the application. See the sugar as a feature, part of the feature of the application. See the butter as part of the application. Those three things we conform to make that lovely cake that I know that you guys are going to enjoy. You understand? Same thing as your normal application. Oh, sign in endpoints, that's a feature. Sign off endpoint, that's a feature. Add student endpoint, those are features. But you understand my point? So these things are actually what conform to actually build up to create your full application. But who are supposed to be writing APIs actually? Now, APIs are meant for back-end developers. I'll repeat that again. APIs are meant for back-end developers. Definitely, there are a lot of stack. Actually, you can actually be a web developer. There's front-end developer. There's a back-end developer. Note, a back-end developer is different from a web developer. The major purpose of a back-end developer is just to write, what is it called? APIs. It has nothing to do with front-end. It has nothing to do with CSS, HTML, or whatever. You understand? But as a web developer, that means most web developers do everything, do both the front-end and the back-end. I don't know if you get my point, but for back-end developer, if you are training yourself to just be a back-end developer, this is what you'll be doing almost every time, creating endpoints for other people to use. I hope I'm making any sense. Now, let me now cite another example. Guess you must have tried some websites and you see sign up with Google, sign up with GitHub, sign up with Facebook and no. Now, let me use Facebook for example. Yes, I want people to be able to sign up on my application. I created the application, maybe I created, call it cake.ng, for example. I needed people to be able to use their Facebook details to be able to sign up on my application. Yes, I want to save them the stress of actually entering their details, since they have their details stored on Facebook database. Why not just on clicking on it, fetch all their details and register them? Now let's check this out too again. Yes, I need the details of Motun, for example. I need the details of Motun and details on Facebook I want to get it to actually install it or insert it into my own database. You know, I have to connect with Facebook server. Am I correct? Yes. Same way I sent Motun to the market, I need to connect with that. I don't have access to those things in the market. That's why I need to send something to go get me those flour, to go get me those sugar, or to go get me those butter. Same way, I need Motun's details on Facebook. I need to send a request to Facebook server. And note, if you are trying to connect your application with another endpoint or another server, it is what the other server wants to make visible to you that you will get. Oh, definitely. I can't want to connect to Facebook server and Facebook does say, oh, Mr. Gift, thanks for reaching out to us. Thanks for connecting to our server. Okay, this is all the details of Motu, or this is all the details of everybody. No, definitely they will not do that. They will only give you what you request, what they are trying to make available for you to actually make use of. Definitely, they will definitely return your first name, your last name, email, email, last name, and email and phone number of the of Motun, so I can actually get the details and just insert it. Like there's something connecting, that process of connecting your own application to another this thing. That's the mechanism around API. You are connecting something to another thing, or you are trying to send a request to something to get something back. It is actually pretty easy actually. And note, there are a lot of language you can use to write APIs as a backend developer. There's Golang, there's Node.js, there's PHP, there's Python too. You understand? So, and again, this is not a conversation of which language is better. Trust me, there's nothing like a language better than another, or a framework or language better than another one. It's depending on the developer. It depends on how good you are or how good you've mastered the in and out of a language. Because I don't see reason why someone in Node.js, someone that understands Node.js very well, will not be able to do the same thing that someone that is doing PHP is doing. Same as someone doing PHP will not be able to do something. You understand? It's depending on your in-depth understanding of that language. I should be able to do anything that a Node.js backend developer will do. What we are all doing as a backend developer is creating endpoints, returning results. Yeah, and most times backend developers create mostly RESTful API, and RESTful API returns JSON. You must actually return your what's it called, your data, your request, whatever thing in JSON, because JSON looks more well formatted, and no, there are a lot of reasons why advantage of using JSON actually though, but most APIs are actually on. They're different actually, different type actually, but most times most developers use JSON as their return type. So I hope I'll be able to break that down. And again, in API, there are different type of requests actually, actually, HTTP request. There's the GET request, there's the POST request, there's the patch request, there's the PUT request, there's a lot of requests. But most times, developers tend to, or let me use the backend developers tend to use the GET and POST most of the time. But we'll talk about them actually. Get, from the word get to get something right, is as easy as that. Like I said, I'm not going to use any big grammar here. I need it to be simple as possible so that someone with little or no understanding about what is it called, Laravel or API, it has nothing to do with Laravel. It's just they're talking about API generally. You understand? The get, just get something, you want to fetch something, you have to use the get request. You want to insert something to the database, you have to use the post request. You want to, delete something, all these things, it has their own, their functions. I'm so sorry I don't have a slide. Like I said, this is an impromptu, but with this little explanation, I hope you'll be able to understand what API is all about and the whole thing surrounding API. So today, definitely we are using PHP to write our API, and we are using Laravel. Laravel is a PHP framework. It's one of the best. Actually, it's the best PHP framework. Yeah, actually, it's the most popular and the most very robust and the best PHP framework, the most used PHP framework. If you are actually going to be a PHP developer and you want to dive into PHP deeply, I would advise you use Laravel actually as your framework. But most times it depends on where you're working. Sometimes where you're working, their preferred framework might be Symfony, some might be CodeIgniter, some might be Laravel. So it depends on, but they are all MVC architecture, all of them. I think we've had a class on MVC architecture before, right? Yeah, MVC is just model view controller. You understand? So you know that your controller is all about everything that controls everything on the site, on your application. Your model talks about everything about your database interaction with interactions. Your view is what the user see. So it's just as simple as that. So yeah. I've installed Laravel. Okay, I hope you guys can see my screen too. So coming. Okay, I hope you guys can see my screen. I just hope so. Okay, yeah, I hope you can see my screen. So to install Laravel, I guess a class before now, we talked about the other mentors actually talked about how to install Laravel. I guess most of us still know how to install Laravel. Yes, if I want to install Laravel, for example, if you can see okay, let me increase this a little. Maybe you'll be able to see it. Okay, I think I was able to zoom out more. Okay, yeah. I'm using VS Code actually. Yeah, I'm using VS Code. So you can use any text editor of your choice. There's nothing like, oh, this text editor is the best. No, anyone that you feel comfortable with is fine. The most important thing that you're writing your code and you're getting a result, and not something, as a backend developer, the only thing you need is a text editor and definitely Postman. I don't know if you've heard of Postman before. Yes, Postman is where you test your endpoint, the one you've created, or you create an endpoint to send motor to the market to go get flour. Those requests, how those things react, how those things act, you will get to know that from your Postman. unlike when you're a full stack developer, you are doing both front end and this, you're creating a monolithic application. Or let me say, for example, you're doing HTML, you type in your stuff on your test editor, you go to your browser, you refresh. No, but as a backend developer, you don't need the browser. All you need is just your Postman and your test editor. Definitely you must have installed PHP on your system. So that's it. Now to install Laravel, actually, we already know how to install Laravel. You can even check the documentation here. There's tons of what's it called? Steps on how to install Laravel from the Laravel 8, Laravel 7, 6, 5, and no. But I'm going to be using Laravel 8. I installed the latest version. I think you should too. You understand? This is the latest version. I think you should also install it too. So having said that, yeah, to install Laravel, because I'm installed it globally on my system already, all I need to do is just write Laravel new, I can call it any name, I can call it Zuri, but I don't want to install it because I already have it installed. If I click on it, it will start installing. It will take its time. Depending on your network, it will start fetching all those data for you to come to form your Laravel, what is it called? Laravel project. So now, let me remove this. So let me clear this out. So I have actually created mine and I've done some. So but then let's talk about Laravel actually, the folder structure. I know Annie for sure actually talked about this folder structure of Laravel. So we will just actually do a glance through on it and get some of you still know it. For those who are just so that nothing's going to look like magic. So this is the Laravel. I know it's very, I have to zoom out, so we'll just be taking it one step at a time. So, so this is the first part here, the app folder. The app folder contains, oh, sorry. The app folder contains your console folder, your exceptions folder, your HTTP folder, your model folder, your provider. The most important part that we do for now, for the sake of this class, we are going to just be working with the HTTP folder. This is where you get where your controllers is going to be stored. This is where your controller is going to be stored. And if you are doing any form of security, maybe on you want to secure some of your endpoints, you'll be needing middleware, but we'll not be talking about securing anything today. It's just introduction into Laravel, how to write an API using Laravel. And so yeah, after that, this is the model. Like we talked about Laravel model before. I said model is all about your database function. Everything about your database function, this is where it goes into actually. This is where your database functions, anything you want to influence the data to the database, this is where all those function goes into actually. So, and another part that is also useful to us here is the routes. So now look at the routes. If you're creating a monolithic application, let's say, for example, you're creating an application that is just everything, both the front end and everything is a full-fledged PHP project. It's not like you're doing just API. What you'll be using here is the web route. This is where this is the file you'll be using to be routing your pages. But since we are not doing something like that, we are just creating strictly API. Definitely, without me saying it, definitely we are just doing, we're going to make use of the API folder. So after that, sorry, I'm closing this. So yeah, after that, the next important file that will be useful to us here is, what is it called? The env file. Now this env file, it's a very important file. And it's very, very important. This is where you actually set some of your settings here. You want to do, okay, your app URL, you want to make it this. I actually added this before the class, this HTTP, because when you run PHP Artisan Serve, you definitely see this. You see running this, so this should be your app URL. So this is synonymous to localhost. Then this one is actually the port number. I hope you understand that. And this is where you connect your database. Let's say, for example, I've created a database called Zurich API class. So this is where you just connect your database. If you have a password, type it there. But I'm not putting a password. I did not put a password for this project actually. So your username, roots. If you have a different one, just put in your details there. Even though when you deploy your project online, it can be root, it can be empty. So definitely they will have some details depending on how you create you're deploying your project. So That's the most important. So we are not doing anything about mailing, we're not doing anything about pusher or whatever. So that's the only thing we need to do here. So having said that, so you to run your, okay, I'm coming. I need to run this application. For you to run the application, you will actually have to write a line of command. I'll stop sharing here so I can share this. I don't know if you can see this actually. That's what I'm not sure of. But let me stop sharing here so I can share my, what is it called? My console file, my console CMD pop-up. So I stop sharing that so I can share this. Sorry, please. Okay, yeah, I guess you can all see this. Definitely you can see it. Yeah, because yeah, that's what yeah. So now for me to actually, for me to do this actually, you have to go to the app. For me to, okay, let me close this so you can, I'm not actually, let me go to my folder where my app, okay, yes. This is my app directory. This is where my Laravel project is. So you just come into, you can see, come into the API class. Yeah, this is, you click on it, just right click here, click on Git batch. It will take it directly. So you don't need to be doing CD to the change direction. No, this will take it directly to, so I'll stop sharing this so you can see my Git bash. Sorry, I have to be switching. I have to do that so that you can see what I'm doing. So you can see, yeah, this is it. You can see it takes me to that exact directory. I don't need to start bothering myself or start thinking of how to go to that directory. No. So since I'm here, what I have to do here is just to run PHP artisan serve. You need to do this because you need to run the server actually. You wait for it to, yeah. You can see starting Laravel deployment server is already running. When you see this response, it means that it's already running. You can see the 127, blah, blah, blah. You can see it's same thing as what I added to my env file. So you can just add this to your app for this thing too. So I'll stop sharing this so I can go back to Laravel, to my text editor. I'm doing this because I'm not sure if I share my whole screen. Okay, yes, I'm here. Okay, yeah, I'm back to my, what's it called? I'm back to my text editor. So yeah, the first thing to do here is I've connected my database. I've connected my database and okay, do you know what? Let's do this all over again. Let me stop sharing this and I'll share. So we just have to be doing this because I need to share. Okay, yeah. This is, I use ADSQL for my database interactions and all. You can, if you're on Windows, you can download ADSQL. It's a very cool tool instead of using PHP If you're on MacBook, you can use Workbench. So whichever one that works for you, or you can use the normal going to localhost/phpMadmin. So this is what I use. It's very easy, quite easy to do whatever thing you want to do here. So now I come here, I want to create a new database. I call it okay, let me call it Cake API. Let me just call it Cake API. Note that, let me make it smaller. This is the name of my database, Cake API. So now I've created that. You can see C. I'm coming. Let me look for C. Yeah, this is Cake API. If you check here, by clicking on it, you can see there's nothing there. There's no table. No table has been created. Nothing has been created at all. So is this a new, what is it called? New database. Now let's connect this to my env file. Now the name of my database is called Cake API, right? I need to stop sharing this so that you can see my env file. My test editor. Yes, this is my test editor. So yes, I'm sharing this now. Remember, my database name cannot be Zurich API class again. It has to be something different, right? Okay, Cake, and we named it Cake API, right? So yes, that's it. Note, when you make any changes on your env file, you need to rerun the server again. Yes, you need to rerun that again. So I don't want to use this because I don't want to use this my terminal here, not yet, because I'll be needing this for some other thing. I need to run the server from this is from another CMD. So I want to stop sharing this here so that, yes, okay, yeah, this is this. So I need to stop sharing, stop running this, and I need to run my, I need to stop running that what's it called? That CMD file, because I need to run my code again. Yeah. So I need to run PHP. Yes, I'm here. PHP artisan. I'm running this because I made a changes on my env file. It's very important you make that changes. You rerun this thing actually. PHP artisan serve. Definitely when it's, yes, it's running already. So now let's go back to our test editor. Yes. Oh, sorry, I need to share this. Sorry. I need to share my test editor. Oh, sorry, I had network cut me off for like 2 minutes. Damn. Where will I start from again? Okay, let's just continue. What I'm trying to do here, I just created a database. I guess everybody knows how to create a database from their what's it called? From their PHP admin, I know. But me, I'm using ADSQL. It connects to my PHP admin and it make it look good. Actually, let me show you my ADSQL. Let me share again. This is my ADSQL. Now, this is my ADSQL. This is why I created my what is it called? Database. Let me delete this. So yeah, this is my database. It's connected with my, it's called ADSQL. It's a software called, if you're on Windows, you can download it. It's a very pretty cool actually. It's called ADSQL. But if you're on Mac OS, actually, you can actually download Workbench. So I want to create a new database. I'll call it Cake API, right? Click on Coded Gift. Yeah, creating. It's very easy to actually use. That's why I love it. Instead of using PHP admin actually. So this actually, so far your PHP, your server is on, it's connected with it. So let me find Cake is, yeah, this is Cake API. I just created this database. You can see I have no table here, right? So that is what I did. So I'm going back to my test editor so I can connect it with, add it to my env file and say, okay, yes, I want my application to be connected to Cake API database. So I stop sharing here so I can share my test editor. Okay, yeah, this is me here. I added it before I got the message that my network is connected and not, sorry. So this is it. This is your env file. All you need to just do is add this. Remember, I explained this before. This is just synonymous to your localhost from here to here. One thing, my network is unstable again. Oh God. Nah, don't mind my network. Okay, this is synonymous to what is it called? Localhost. Why this is actually this is the port number. So I need to connect my database actually. Same way you connect the database by you doing your normal traditional or procedural PHP. But yeah, this is a framework. Everything everything is just made easier for you. Just know the tools, the right syntax to use, the right places to go to do your thing. Understand the syntax of the framework. There's nothing difficult in all this framework actually. I want you to know that. You don't be scared about frameworks. Just learn how, just go to their documentation, study how they do one or two things, and boom, you're ready. And I trust you guys. I know you guys are very smart people. So here's it. I created a database called Cake API, right? So that's why I'm writing this here. I don't need to change any of that here. Definitely, I don't need to change. This is my localhost. Definitely, we all know that it's 3306 as a port number and password. I don't have a password for my database. So yes, root, my username is still root. So yeah, that is it then. So having said that, now let's move directly now to creating our cake. Now, let's say, for example, now I want to create, yes, we're going to just be talking about just 4 things, 4 endpoints. It's going to be very, very brief, actually. Yes, which is the create, the read, the update, and to delete. Yes. The create means it's called CRUD actually, whichever pronunciation you want to give to it. So the create is all about creating. You want to create a new data, a new record. You want to insert into your database. That's what the create is all about. The read, the R stands for read. It's fetching the data you've already created into your database tables, right? Then you means update. You already know what update is all about. Updating a particular record. Then what else again? Delete, to delete a particular record. Now, let's create, you already know Laravel is an MVC framework. So we need to create a controller, right? Now to create a controller, you just come to your timeline. That's why I've been keeping this. I could have just been running my PHP artisan server here, but then I still need this space for I need to do here. So that's why I left it here. So I want to create, the first thing you need to do after setting up your files, your details on your env file is to create a controller. You can start with model, but I want to start with controller. Anyone works for you, anyone that you feel like doing is fine. So, excuse me. To create a controller in Laravel, it's also on the documentation. All you have to do is type in your console. I hope you can see this. Let me zoom out more. Okay, yeah, I think this is enough. You just do PHP artisan. I hope you can always make controller. You can see it's just your English too. Make controller, the controller name. You give it a space, controller name. Oh yes, what I want to create is okay, let's create a student. Let me just call it a cake controller. I am so sorry. I never knew my network was disconnected again. Oh my God. My village people on duty. So I will share my screen again. I'll go back to what I was saying. So I was here. I was about creating a controller. Yes, I want to create a controller because yes, we need a controller, we need a model, and we need to connect each other and them together and start up with our what is it called? Our endpoints. So now for you to create a controller on Laravel, all you have to do is this: type on your console. You have console. If you're using VS Code, you have console. You can just go to your terminal to let me close this. So actually be your terminal, you can just see it here. You can see terminal. Let me move. Sorry, move this zoom thing. Just go to terminal, click on new. Can you see it? You just bring up your terminal. Okay, you guys need to accept that. Understand that my village people on duty. I don't know, my network keep disconnecting. I don't even know where I stop. I don't know where you guys lost me actually, but then I'll continue. You can still ask questions after this class actually. So okay, now I'll share my test editor. So I'm here. So yeah, so I was talking about if you're using VS Code, you to actually get your terminal open, just come to this terminal part, click on new terminal. You can see I have my terminal open here inside my my test editor. You can see that it took me to the direction. You don't need to start doing CD to change direction. To take it directly to that place where your application is. So now to create a controller in Laravel, all you have to do is type PHP artisan make, okay. Okay, I had to stop because I think my network is misbehaving again. I hope you all can hear me. Okay, wait, hold on. Sorry, I had to just confirm that again. So I don't get to repeat myself again. Okay, I just hope my network is fine now. So now to create a controller, All you have to do is just type in this command, PHP artisan make controller, then the name of the controller. So I'll call it cake controller. Now, yes, now let's talk about why am I naming it cake controller? Why am I naming it like this? Yes, there's a convention, there's a naming convention in Laravel that you all have to follow. It is necessary. Like I said, the way you name controllers in the way you name controllers in Uniter is way different. It's way different from Laravel because Laravel has its own way of. Now, if you want to write a controller, it's better this way. This is normal convention. I am not saying if you call it just cake, it's not still go through. It will definitely create, but then to follow the right practice, you just have to follow the right convention in the right naming convention of naming controllers. The name of the name you've put in, you have in mind to actually name a controller should precede any controller. So I click enter, you see controller created successfully. Oh, how am I sure that this controller has been created successfully? Yes, I will just have to go to my app, HTTP, now you can see. Let me expand this. You can see I have K controller. Yes, that does have. Sorry, what's wrong with okay? Sorry, this is too. It's because actually let me reduce the. Okay, it looks more better this way because of the I actually zoomed out so much. So as you can see, my K controller it has created the class for me. K controller extension. It has just give me a boilerplate. My should look like you can calculate everything. So after this, I need to create another thing which is called model. I need to create a model for this controller, right? Now I need to do a model from your I create a new file. No, we do almost everything on our terminal. I love terminals. I guess you two also love terminals too. It's actually very interesting. I want to create a model. All I need to do is PHP artisan make model. Then the name of the model, I just want cake. Now, this is different actually. You don't have to call it cake model. No. You don't have to call it that. But now I want to actually create, Laravel is very powerful. I create the equivalent table schema migration for this particular model. All I need to do is just put -m. Now, what this -m will do is going to do two things. It's going to create the control and the model called cake inside your model and also create a migration for this cake. Now, what's a migration? Migration is just a schema that it contains a schema of what your table should look like. You see so having said that, I hit my enter, boom, yes, model created successfully, migration has been created successfully. Yes, now let's go and find out. Actually, this thing is not lying to us and it has actually created the, yeah, look at it. I now have my model. Yes, it has created my model. Now, this model, everything that concerns your interaction with the database, that's what the model is all about. This is where you do your whatever thing you want to do. Some people write all their queries here, some people write in their controller. It's fine, but this thing signifies a connection with your table. It creates automatically a table called cakes with an S. Oh, I don't know if I'm making any sense. Yes, this kind of command you type here, PHP artisan make model cake, -m, is going to create a table schema called cake with an S, which is case automatically. Laravel is so very sensitive enough to like, oh, yes, this is a model called cake. Oh, this is a model called student. That means the people that should be attached to this model should be students. Or don't put in a model, add an S to it. No, let it be in a singular word. User. A user table user is automatically putting at the end automatically a user table and also a migration table for that user table and adding an S to it actually. Now, let's go and find out this cake machine. Now, go to your migration, go to database, use migrations for, yeah, scroll down, it's going to be, yeah, this is it. If I place my mouse, okay, let me expand for the sake of everyone. You can see, this thing is just trying to tell you this and time that it creates cakes table. Not that it has inserted this table into our database. You just get a schema, a boilerplate for the schema of how your table, you can just, not create database, create table, column. No, but you don't have those stress. Just do it here in your migration. So now let's check this out. Let me click on create cake table migration. Now let me click on it so you can see what I'm talking about. You can see I just clicked on it. Let me bring this down. Everything is just too big. I'm not used to this big screen. So look at this now. You can create the migration file. This is it for that cakes. You can see. You can see schema creates. It has automatically, because it now automatically creates this thing for you. No, if you know that, oh, for you to have these cakes, it means that there must be a model called cake. It automatically creates that for you, but now it's left to you to now come and do your feeds here, your columns here. Now let's this is student. So the data type I want it to be string, create name. So okay, let me reduce this, delete this. I need this. I want another column. Let's create another column called last name. I know it's not befitting the cake table, but then let's just use this information when we are trying to do other creating, reading, fetching, and all of that. So it makes we have a lot of columns to work. Last name. So that's it. That's all. You've created the schema, you have arranged the schema. Now, but have you created the table? No, you've not created the table. You need to write another line of command to actually push this thing to create this, actualize this, creating this table thing. Now, let me show you the magic. I call Laravel a framework, a PHP framework that is more than its name. Yeah. I love PHP. So now, this thing, a real table. So actually move this, migrate this thing. I don't use the word migrate actually. So actually move it to, or to create, I'm trying to use normal layman terms so that you can understand every word. I don't want to use too much of a big words here so that you don't get confused. Now to actually move this thing into a table so you can go to your database and see, oh yes, a table has been created. What you have to do after setting this column is go to your terminal. And okay, yeah, if you let me just clear because I want to clear the previous thing that's there. So to move in there, what you have to do, PHP migrate. Oh, no, sorry, PHP understand migrate. That's all you have to do. It automatically, the thing is this, not something by default in your migration, Laravel out of the box has actually created this migration for you. You can see this by default when you install Laravel, you have all these things to all these files. You see the users migration, you see all those migration, all reset table, set password. It has created this automatically. You just add when you do the migration, it will move everything to the database for you and create all your tables for you. Now let's do this now. Let's hit this. Boom, you can see. I hit that on my terminal. You can see it has created, migrating this user's table, created. You can see the classes, migrating the password reset. Oh, let's look for our own cake. Okay, now look at this is our cake. This is what we just created. Oh, this one, I created this one before. This student table is not part of what comes with Laravel, but all of this upward is what comes with Laravel by default with your in your migration folder. So that's it. Now let's go and confirm this. Actually, all this has been created. Now I'll stop sharing and go back to my my ADSQL. ADSQL is the software I use to interact with my table. I use it in place of PHP. Fresh. if I click here, you can see I now have all tables. You can see I have cake tables, I have field jobs, all these things has been created for you. And if I click, you can see it has created, you don't need to start stressing, it automatically creates this is for you. Laravel is also actually, look at the student table that I created this before the meeting, the password will say that automatically create. You don't start worrying yourself about how best to get this. It has created. Look at how we created. You can see first and last name email. It automatically created two folders for you. That's all. But let's check the data because I have no data because nothing has been inserted. Now at this point now we're able to actually create a controller, create a model, and also create a migration, and also set our migration file to be able to have all this column. And then we did finally, and we actually migrate to migrate all the files in migration folder to form these tables. Also, with just a command, it creates a table for you. That's very awesome. And let's into creating our API. I'll stop sharing this so I can go back to my text editor. Oh, yeah, this is my text editor. So now let's go to this file again. This file again. I don't need the more file, not yet. ENV, I don't need it for now. So now I want everywhere to be clean. So let me reduce this. Okay, let me clear. So if you're on your time, you want to clear everything. Just and most knows know this actually. Let me go back to get my controller. Now, my controller, you go to app, HTTP, right? Controller, and we come to what's it called? Cake controller. Now we are here. Now we need one more thing again. Yes, our route. Your route, we need the API folder, right? Yes. So copy and paste this. Yeah, let me copy and paste of this. I don't want to retype this. Sorry. Hey, English people. Okay, let me do it short. Yeah. So let me. Okay, I don't no need. Let me comment this because I'm not making this. I will explain this for you. Now, this prefix, this prefix. Yes, its prefix is it's actually if you want to actually add this to your maybe you want to let's say for example, okay, yeah, we are using locals and our local is 127.0.0.1 double column 8,000. That is our base URL actually, right? So that's our URL, right? So now if you want to test that URL, let's say for example you've created an endpoint, you want to test it on your Postman, the URL to go to is not that when you create an about us page, you want to test it, right? You just go to your local/about, depending on whatever you wrote your project /about or /about. I want it to be like localhost $8,000/v1. Now, this is not because yes, when you're creating an API, if you're working in a company, yes, there's always version 1, version 2, version 3. It depends on your company. Let's say, for example, there's a new release now. Okay, if you want to, that is version 1. Maybe you want to rebuild the whole thing, or maybe you want to do some major updates. That should come out as version 2, right? I like separating my. It's a good practice actually. I would like you guys to do that. People, so that when you're saying an endpoint to in their head, when they see the URL, you know that okay, this is the version 1 of this thing, of this guy's endpoint. You understand my point? I just love doing this a lot. But you can choose not to do it though. But if you don't want to do that thing, how you do it. You just write this route, blah blah blah, double colon, it's not blah blah blah, sorry. Route group, then you put the prefix how you want it to look like, v1, do you want it to be v1/Veronica/Motun Tony when you're getting that my endpoint, that you have to type in all of these things slash the name of the function itself. I guess we can't be this crazy, right? So let me go back to, yeah, this is what we have. I'm going to delete all of this because I thought this is not valid. The my VS Code. I'm going to delete this. Okay, my first endpoint, the first I want to create is an endpoint to actually insert or to create a new cake. Yes, end quote. I like commenting. Always comment too is a good practice too. It makes your code or your, yeah, makes your code look clean. Routes. So now, after route, the next thing that will follow is the HTTP method. Is the HTTP, some people call it HTTP verb, some people call it HTTP method, whichever one. Okay, yeah, sorry, I got a message from someone. Sorry, I was distracted. So now, to create or to insert a new data into your database, we all know that it is going to be a post method or a post HTTP verb, right? Yes. So, all right. Now, let me the statement. Inside this post, what did I want to put here? The first you put this quote, it makes more sense this way actually. And the first thing is the method you want people to visit. Let's say, for example, you want people to visit for them to visit create K endpoint need to look like in URL like slash create slash cake. To define that end route, you do that this first parameter. It accepts two parameters. Yes, it accepts two parameters. So this first parameter is how you want your URL. Let me use the word URL to look. You want it to look like, or how you want to end your API URL to, or yeah, API URL to look like. So I want it to look like create slash cake. This is how I want my that in that if I'm using this URL, the complete URL is going to be 127.0.0.1 slash API as view then slash all of this do there. It's as easy as that. Honestly, you might say it's too long. No, it makes your developer it just right for you anyhow. It's very important. To me, if I see a good URL, the way you arrange your URL, it shows that you actually following the right convention, you know what you're doing. To be very, it takes that stress, actually do. Just take that time to do this. It's not a deal. But when we go to our Postman, okay. Now the next parameter is going to be this Laravel 8. The way you access routes in Laravel 7 and below is way different. Your controller name is cake, controller, and at. At means that, okay, to the name of the node inside my controller, let me call it. That means I want to go to this means that I want to, oh God, no network. Okay, I need to stop a little. It's disconnected again. Okay, I hope you guys can. Okay, let me be sure. Let me send a message to someone. Is this good? Okay, let me go back to my. Yes, it means that you are telling this one to go to what? Go to get controller and go to the method called create in create controller. That's what this thing means. That if you're using Laravel 7 and below. But yeah, make it different. That's why I want to use Laravel 8 because that's the latest that's the latest version actually. So I like going with latest version actually. Update yourself with latest version. So right, you can see now Once VS Code, I love my VS Code so much. So you can see it suggested he not that, oh, I have a controller called, you can see this right? Controller. If I go to this controller and I click on time finished, two things happens. It completely there. It also automatically add it on to say it's most this. Yeah. And in class, comma, meaning want to go to visit the create function. This are in Laravel. Shikena. Oh, I'm not an example. Why am I saying Shikena? Let's talk about what I did here before. When I use that's my best, I love my best has all those. It's very intelligent and he has this intelligence to actually suggest. Oh, you want to create, you have a kick controller. You want to okay, you this for me. But if your text editor is not like mine, I want to take away is this zoom thing that is over my okay. So you can see now, look at this. Normally add this line of code for me. Yeah, you add it because for you to make use of controller class, you need to add, make reference of it and use it, import it. That is the what I give it. Use it, it's called use though. It's calling importing the class, the cake controller class into your API file. It's very important. Let's say, for example, your one is not like my VS Code. You just have to type it yourself. It's stressful. You don't have to just type app. I'll explain this now. It means that go to app. Look at this. Remember where to find our cake controller. It's just directly the path to where the cake controller file is. That's what they say. It's not something you need to count. Knowing that your controller finds into the app folder, HTTP folder, controllers folder, then you start this thing. So that's all right. Now let's move forward to getting this. So I just so I need to move this. Okay, let me move it down here. The zoom thing is actually distracting me. This is my controller. Yes, I committed to create cake. Let me just and see, make it. It's not stressful. Make it an habit to always make it a habit to always comment every function, every line of your code. Not every line of your code, but almost every function. It makes it easier for me. If I see your code, I don't need to call you before I know what you're doing here. I don't understand the language, and it gives me an insight of what you trying to do, even though it's for your own good too. Let's assume I've written code 10 years ago, for example. I know it's not up to 10 years. Let's assume I've written code 10 years ago. And go back to it just to pick one or two things. Me writing that comment 10 years ago, if I go back to it, I'll say, it make it easier for me to know what I was trying to do 10 years ago on this function. Now, let's create the function. Public function. Create. That's great because we define it here. That we want to go take us. Let this one go okay controller, and the method should be method means function. Anything call it method. It should come to the create method. Actually, that we have to create it here. Boom. Yes. So now, the first do is yes, because when you are creating, just see this as your web form, your sign-up form. You have your family form, you have the first name, last name, email, and phone number, right? Yeah, you have to, when people have to enter all those enter all those fields, then it's validate whatever validation is successful, it is set into the database, right? Am I correct? Yes. Now, to do that validation, because it's expecting this endpoint is a post request is expecting a request. Note this: a post request, a post function is expecting a request. For you to actually do that, you have to, this is by default. You have to define the request, then request. Yeah, this is by default. You have to type in two things as the parameter. It sees that, okay, if you put this, it means that this method, this endpoint, this is an endpoint that this endpoint is expecting a request from the user. Or you're writing this endpoint to expect a request from the user. Definitely, nothing can enter inside the database without requesting a user to type in those things, right? So I'm taking my time to explain this so you guys can understand this. Now, to get my now from that, let me first of all validate. Actually, let me first of all validate. Yes, I think is that validation in Laravel is super easy. Yes, it's super easy. Now, to validate your there are different type of validations. I mean, validation rules in Laravel. Just go to the documentation, you see tons of them, tons of validation rules there. You just take your time. There are plenty of them. So for me to validate this request, because definitely what is first name, last name, and password. You know, first name, last name, and phone number rather. Sorry. So I put request validate. Yes. That is it. I put in my array sign here. Yes. Oh, let me just this. Now, inside this validate method, I put in an array sign here. You can see the array. Yeah. So I click on enter. So they're not like, oh, Git has done magic here. So no magic actually. It's actually very easy. Now, you will not specify your validation rule. And if I want to validate my first right now, this name, since you're writing an API, it must be the same with your field, your database, your tables column. Remember, let me stop sharing this. Let me share. Where's my idea square? Okay, this is my idea square. Okay, look at this. Look at the structure of the right? I have first name, last name, image. The same way it's being spelled here. This form I want to validate. It's the same way you're going to bring it there. I just need to point that out. So share. Okay, yeah. So this is gift. Oh, I think this is gift. To find me. This is first name because I want to validate the first name. What validation rule do you want to give this? I want it to be required, right? That is it. Oh, I want another rule to be added to it. Just use this sign. You know how to get that right? Just use this sign to demarcate the rule. Okay, I want it to be minimum of what is it called? Minimum of 4. It means that anything before, if you type in a function that is below 4, it should not add it. Am I making any sense? All right. Yes, definitely I'm making sense. I'm making a lot of sense. Oh, sorry, I've stopped sharing. Oh my God. I'm coming. I'm sorry, please. Village people. Yeah, I'm back here. I'm not what I'm about the human. I explained then that when there's a request, there is a request. For every request, there's always a response. API endpoint is all about returning a response. Yes, aside from whatever thing that is going to be doing, either you are updating, you are inserting, return response. Let me know, okay, yes, you went to go and buy me flour. What did the woman say? Was it successful? Were you able to get the flour? Where the woman does not have change? All those things, those are responses actually from that request. Same year, you actually have to have that too. You understand my point? I guess you do. So you have to return a response to in this. But before that, let's test our Postman. Let's test this endpoint. I have to go to stop sharing. I have to go to my Postman. I need to share my Postman environment. Yes. I think, yeah, this is my Postman. Oh, this is my Postman. Okay, yes, I guess you can all see my Postman. Okay, I'll still use this collection. Then let me just create so many collections. So I'll just create a new. Okay, some of you might know what Postman is all about. Some of you might be new into creating, when this is your first time if first time hearing about Postman, Postman is actually a software that exists to test your endpoints. As simple as that. There's no any other definition. You can give it your own definition, but that is the basic, the main purpose of a Postman actually. And software. So how to create, this is a collection. A collection is just a folder of all your APIs endpoints actually. So I created this before. To create a new collection, just you can see this new here. Click on new to create it because it makes your API looks well arranged. The way you have your folders in your movies and your video folder, you know, you have Melee season 1, Melee season 2, all those folders here, just see it like that. So this is, I'm doing this for, so I'm create a new, I'm just clicking my mouse here. Create a new, yes. So I want to call this request name, I want to call it create cake. Yes, right. So now, yes, the request it has to be post. Now, let me just copy this to them after I can copy the URL. So I don't get to type this again. Create cake. I'm back to this create cake. Yes, I just have to paste this. Okay, my network is unstable again. Okay, let me wait a little. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, sorry, my network was unstable before. I need to be sure I not lost you guys. So this is the endpoint. I just created this. In the HTTP verb is actually a post request. Remember? Yes. And this is the URL. Remember, we have this is the base URL. By default, you are actually creating API definitely API/version1 v1 in our prefix. Remember. Now, what's the name of our method? What's the name? Not the method, right? Sorry. What's the name of the route we want to visit? We'll go back to our test editor. Look at the thing. Yes, this is the name of the route, right? Create/cake, right? I copy it. I type it though, just to save time. I just have to. This thing you're going to put there. This little man there. I come back to my Postman. You can see, just remove create student. Yes, you can see that, right? Now, in your header, it's very important because you are going to be returning JSON. So you need to set in all these things. Come here, type content type. The value, the application is automatic services for you. Then come here again, do accept. Accept application type. I like doing this thing, but so we're not doing any authentication, so there's no point doing any authentication, adding authentication, whatever thing here. So these are the two important things that we need. Now you come to the body, come to raw. Yes, raw, because we want to actually enter the files. You know, remember it's a request, and it's going to expect us to actually see this as your form. And it's JSON actually, so that's why we are putting it in. This is a JSON. If you understand JavaScript, you know this is a JSON format. This is how you write a JSON. Oh, sorry. These are you specify your JSON. So yes, the first one, right? It has to be the same column name as we have it in the what is it called? In the database table. Remember, it's called first name. First name. Yes, I'm leaving it intentionally leaving it empty. Yeah, because I not put anything. I know we've not done any much thing in that country yet. I just need to take my time to explain this. So let me send you the request. I don't know. Yes, look at it. Look at the message. How can I zoom this? Do here? I hope you can all see this. I just hope you can all see. You can see automatically because of the validation I put there. It's showing what is the message. This giving data was invalid. What are the errors? Automatically returns this thing for you. You understand? First name. The first name field is required. Why is this showing you in my look? You can actually specify this thing yourself. Though we'll get this soon. I'll show you how to speak. It's just trying to tell you that the validation you did, you not put anything now. Just imagine if I put something. I know it's not in database because we've not done anything with database. I think same. You can see nothing. But if I imagine I put, remember the minimum value should be 4, right? Of that first name. But I'm using 3 here. I sent. You see, the first name must be at least 4 characters. Laravel is so sweet. Like you don't need to be doing all those the way you do your manual validation in PHP. Laravel has all these things for you. It will just automatically do this for you. Give you the what's it called? the message, everything, it's customized for you. Do you understand? So now let's go back to, I have to just explain that so you can understand that. So we'll move quickly now. Let's go back to our text editor. Okay, controller. Yes, definitely. I want to duplicate this. Yeah. So I need last name. Yes, I need it required. Phone number. Yes, I need the minimum should be 11, right? I also need another validation rule here. I need it to be unique, right? Yes. Oh shit. I need it to be unique. The unique means that what do you want to reference? I want to reference the cakes. Remember, our table name is cakes. So it means that we should only have one unique value for number. It's very easy. Unlike how you do your normal traditional way of writing your validation in PHP, but this Laravel makes things easier for you. Same thing goes for our email too. Okay, yes, email. I don't need this minimum. I just need unique. I need it to be unique too. So cakes, yeah, I want you to reference it. It's as easy as that. No big deal. Understand? So now the next thing here is now to specify our the next thing is to specify our data actually now. For first name, our request now is to do in PHP, normal PHP, $_post, $_post, then you put the field name, blah, blah. Yes, we'll do that here, but in a different way, since you're writing API. Now, first name equals to how you do that, the application of that kind of thing. Just think of it in that aspect. So the replication of that kind of thing is $request -input. Now, in this case here now, it's going to be the field name, your database field name. And our database field name for first name is actually first name, right? That's all. Do that for the rest. So, last name, email, and lastly, phone number. Phone. That's all. Now, the next thing now is now to insert this value into our database. Now, to connect or do any database query, whatever thing in Laravel, there are two ways of doing this. Either you use your Eloquent or you use your query builder, but we'll be using Eloquent today. Eloquent is very easy. Eloquent make your life easier. That's a trickle of how you've written your insert query and your insert function. You just if you how you've done your updates, you've done your fetch. It's very easy. Laravel have all of those things out of the box for you. Okay, to do this now, I have a model called what? Now I'll have to explain this model. Let me tell you one bit or something about Laravel. Now, all I need to do is reference this. Now, not something. Remember when we are creating our model, we put PHP artisan make model -n. It means that cakes model is attached to the cakes table. That's why we have to use that. Now, we will use Eloquent. Eloquent is very powerful. Using Eloquent, you don't need to specify the table. Automatically calling the name of this model, Laravel is very smart. It knows that, oh, you're calling the cake model. It means that it needs to reference the cake table. Normal way of select from user table, where this is this, where that is this, this is this. You don't need that. Eloquent. Okay, that's too much. We just get back to this. Now, to this actually, I need to reference my cake table. Yes, I love my VS Code. It's actually automatically added for me. So if I just put in cake, it's noticed that there's a cake, right? If I click on it did something for me. If you guys don't notice, I will show you. Okay, you can see. Look at it automatically imported because you have to import the cake model, the base of it, and it starts with the database. And we already know, I've already seen this before. This thing here, the app/model is just the path to your cake folder, to your cake file, cake model file. It's as good as that. For you to actually make use of the word cake, the class cake, you have to import it. You have to use the word use blah blah blah. So sorry for using blah, 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 just use what you're seeing. So, cake. Oh shit. Yes. VS Code, respect yourself. I was crazy, you know who. So back to VS Code. Cake, double column. Then what do you want to do? I want to insert. Yes. What do you want to insert? I want to insert a list of values. So it's going to be an array, definitely. Do your array sign. Just imagine this. Just with this, you can insert your values into the. It's amazing. You don't need to start writing select, insert into the user and the cake table value. You know this long process. No, automatically doing this alone. This is called eloquence. Actually, this is doing this alone. Laravel is very sensitive. It knows that he has to reference the cakes table and go insert whatever thing I put inside here into the cakes table. Simple. So definitely, where do you want to insert this? What do you want to insert into the first name? You have specify my first name, the value that is coming here, right? First name, last name, email, email. Then lastly, phone number. I've actually declared them like an phone number, but you can do it whichever way. Some people just rather instead of putting it, you can just do this, copy this, and then just put it here. They might declare, but then I like my stuff declared. I like it. So I think nobody heard that. Yeah, I like my code looking clean actually, so that's why I like declaring them into a variable, and all. So after that, this alone will actually insert your those data into the database after it has passed the validation here. And the validation you've already set here, it has to be required, it has to be this, it has to be minimum of 4, it has to be unique, image should not repeat itself twice, phone number should not, all those things. You've done that already and you specify. But then remember, for us to, you have to ask a response, right? For every request, there's a response, right? So to do this, you have to do return response. JSON, yeah. And the JSON we are set to parameter, the value you want to actually put into the database, you want to insert in database, and what is it? Okay, one more thing. Yes, created at. I need to add the created. I know we have a created at on this thing. Okay, let me define. Okay, instead of define, let me just put it here. I can use carbon. That's the carbon VS Code automatically insert for me. Carbon. I'll show you. I added it. For you to add carbon, just use carbon. Yeah. Now you go to get your current time. Can you understand? So okay, call came in. Oh God. I'm sorry, please. Oh God. I'm calling. Why is this? Sorry. Okay. It's not sharing. Can you see my? Okay. It's not. I thought I was sharing my screen. Okay. So data. These are I want to actually arrange the things I want to display. I want to display on the what is it called? What is it called? On my Postman as a result actually. So. So status. I can go just call it success. I call this, what should I call this? What should I call this? I call it create. I can just call it the name of the function. I like doing this a lot. This is just my own way of, okay, method. Just want to specify. So when you are returning this, if I'm writing an API endpoint for you, so when the person that is consuming your endpoint, you know that, okay, this a post request. Okay, what's, oh, sorry. Oh, it's JSON. Oh, sorry. Sorry, that was my mistake. This href. Let me use is href I'm using is create slash cake, right? Is what we are using. And I like doing this a lot. It's make it easier for whoever that is actually consuming your API to just see what you're doing. What are the parameters that you're expecting? It's not, if you don't want to do this, it's fine. I just like doing this first name, last name. So the person that is even consuming seeing your API and seeing the result, you know that, oh, the parameters, yes, definitely. Just to make life easier for whoever is consuming your API. Phone number. Oh shit. This is where I need to put my, yeah. So then response, I need to create another thing called response. It's not really necessary, but then I like doing things. Message, message, I want it to be cake. Yeah, created successfully. Oh, that's not correct, but successfully. What the hell? Then my data, I will just data. Remember, I've specified it here. So yeah, this coming to this place, and this was just what you want to return to you. So in this dude here, you just pass in your, oh, don't mind VS Code. Response, yeah, you pass in, and your status code, it's 200 actually, because this is successful. Now, let's try this and see if we are going to be successful at this. So now let's go back to our, oh God. Okay, please, I need to be very, very fast with this. I have another meeting by 8 p.m. I just got notified by my Google Calendar. Ah, God, my God. Okay, yeah, I'll be very fast. But I hope you all understand what I have been explaining since, yeah, so first name gift, yeah, last name. I just want to test this. In your leisure time, you can just test audio validation thing and know. Last name, Amma. Email. Okay, let me use gifts@gmail.com. Lastly, my say password, email, phone, 080, that's 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. I intentionally did it because if it's not up to 11, I've already done the validation that says 11. God help us. We are sending the request. Oh, what is the issue? Unexpected. Get controller line 30. Oh, let me go back to my line 30. What is the issue? Okay. Oh, I've seen my error. Okay, shit. Sorry. Okay, this is my error here. I have to. I was supposed to make this like this. Oh, I never noticed it actually. Thank God. Thank God for my input. So let's go back to our Postman. Okay, yes. Let's send the request again. Oh yes. Look at it. Um, um, message create, you can say cake created successfully, blah 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 and blah blah blah. Yes, we have. Okay, you can actually pass in your data. Let's say for example, what you actually inserted, you want to pass it into into your response here. Let me show you how to do that. Let me share my screen. What's wrong with this? I see village people. Village people are just over this today. Um, is it sharing already? I need to be very fast because I have a meeting. Okay. I hope you can all see my screen. Okay, yes. Inside is my data. I can just come here inside this data parameter, just put data. Okay, no, just do this data. Just do first name. Remember, we already have our first name declared. First name. I'll just duplicate this. 1, 2, 3, 4. That if you want to pass in data, you want them to be able to see what they are. How fast can I be? How fast can I be? Email. I need it very fast. Phone number, yes. Okay, my post my what's it called? My VS was automatically saved. So now let's go back to yes. Let me try and create another this thing intentionally. You see an error. Boom. You can see the phone number already exists. In email already taken. Boom. So I intentionally did that so you can see part of the. Now let me use this one. Motsun. I want to create another record. Okay. Now star Motsun at gmail.com. Let me change this one to 1. Yeah. Okay, yeah, you can see in my response, I have all those. I hope you can see my, okay, let me zoom. Okay, how did I zoom? I forgot how to zoom on this Postman. I hope you can see my response though. You can see it's showing all my, so let me create one more record. It's fine like that because of my time. So that's just it for the create. It's as easy as, oh, let's confirm if truly this thing is creating. Let's confirm from our database. I have to share my ADSQL. Okay, yes, it. So this is my ADSQL. This is my cake table. And I have to refresh. You can see, yes, I have Gift Armor, Motunda Costa, all created. You can see the dates created out. It's giving us the current date. So as easy as that, no big deal. So let's see what we can do quickly before we call this a wrap. Okay, now let's move quickly. I'll be very, very fast this time around. Then the second one is we want to create an endpoint to view all our record. So I'm going to create this. Remember, no matter how fast or how in haste you are, you have to put your comments, fetch or records. So I create it public. This are my in my controller public function. I just say call it oh, I don't spell this function well. I spell it well. So I start. I call it show. You can call it anything. So you don't need to. You're not expecting a request. You just want to just view audio. What is it called? Data. So while you're doing this page now, you need to go and set this route. So now for you to set the route for this show, what you go to your what is it called? You go to your route folder. I'll duplicate this. I'll duplicate this and yes. You can see how you put your comments. Fetch or cakes. Yeah. So I'll call it create cakes and I can call it view. You can define this thing anyhow, but just use it like you can call it view, you can call it fetch, it can be anything. What matters is this other place here where you are referencing. So I'm referencing my, what did I call my control here? I think I call it show. Okay. Show. I'm still referencing my key controller, so no big deal. So we got that right. Now let's go back to our not for this one is very easy. It's I'll just copy because I'll need some of the things here. I'll just copy this because I just want to save time. Oh, sorry. I just need to show my fish people. Okay, yes. Yeah. Sorry. Okay, I need that again. I don't want to get tired again. So now to ignore that for now. To fetch all your data, all your records in Laravel is very with element. All you have to do is call the name of the model. The name of the model is called cake, right? Cake. Do this. Oh. Will you believe that this alone will actually give you all you fetch everything? See, Laravel is very easy. Now, what it does is this. It's a replication of when you do select all from cakes table. Boom. You get points, right? That is it. So that is it. So I don't need this. I have to copy that from there. So this is a get request. I hope you have to specify that to here. Okay, I put post here. It's get request. And smaller is the get request. Yeah, so you have to place them. I just like doing this actually. What's the name of my view cake? Oh shit. View cake. See, this is not actually I just for best practice actually. You don't need parameters. Yeah. So yeah. What does it mean? Always try to embed your code. Okay, now to fetch okay, now let me say put this in a variable. Let me put this in a variable. Let me call this cakes equals to this. And because I need to display everything in Postman. So in this data part, let me just do this. Data. Cakes. Tracy, just passing this into fetch everything for you. Should we try that out? Yes, I guess so. View cake is the name of the yeah. So stop sharing. Okay. Now let's create another endpoint. I need to copy this because I might that again. I'll create another endpoint called request. Yes, request. I call this view or cakes. I call it so remember it gets request. So about the URL, it's called remember from our routes. It's called I named it view / cake, right? Is it cake or cakes? Let me check. There's no point me stop sharing. It's cake. I just want to follow that convention. Okay, boom. And as usual, in your header, come and pass your content type, application, these assets. Yeah, just take your time and just do this. It's no big deal. So you don't need to, they are not doing a post request, so there's no point going to the body to down, you're not expecting it just to go there, just go to this endpoint, fetch all the record that has been created for cakes. I display, yes. Oh, sorry, I was showing cake display. Wait, I will do this again. I don't even need this. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to make some changes. It's just the start. I'll tell you what I'm doing actually. So look, I'm doing magic. Success. Okay, let me go back here. What I was doing was this. Look at this message. It's showing cake created. So definitely we are not creating a cake. We are actually doing it because I did a copy and paste from the previous. And let's send again. You can see I've changed to status this. You can see, look at, these are all the data we have. You can see the data as lamb, what's it called? Amagis. But those are the two records we've actually created. I need to move very, oh, my network again. Oh, Lord. Okay, let me wait in 5 seconds. 0, 1, 5, oh, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If my network, I was trying to wait for them. Okay, now let's move quickly again to, I'll move quickly to edit. To edit a request. Oh, Lord, that's very fast. Edit. Edit cake. Public function. I'm not spelling that well. Function edit. You can just call it edit. Yes, you know, you just want to edit a record. So what will be expected of you here is what's it called? Request, because you definitely request. Remember, you need something that you want to type. So actually, so it's a request. Request. Then the second parameter is going to be ID. Yes, you want to, it's not like your SQL query. Update table this, set this as this, set Git first name as Tunde, where ID is equal to. So this are, so you need to place this. Now let's go to our route. And how do we define this route here? Edits, cake, not cakes. So I'll call it edit slash cakes slash the parameter. So the parameter I want to pass there is an ID. So what method do I want to reference? Edit, as we have created from, so I don't need to type this out. So I'm actually moving very fast. So I hope everybody can hear me though. So actually, oh, my system. You don't need anybody, just go straight to the point. So I need to do some copy and paste to here because to save me time. Yes, I need this. Yes, I need that. Yes, I need this. So now the next thing now is your, I also need something else. I need this too, but I'm going to do a copy and paste. Yes, I need a copy and paste. So I don't get to type this again. You can do a copy and paste too while you're doing. I'm trying to do this because I'm trying to move very fast. Don't ignore whatever thing you're seeing down there. Now to update a record to update a record in Laravel, all you have to do is the same thing. Call your student model, as a student, your cake model. Find. This find is where, like, see it as where, go and find the record where what the ID is got to this ID that is being passed from the parameter. Share. Then the next function is update. It's as easy as this, no big deal. Then you pass in all the values you want to update. I'll do a copy and paste still because I'll use the, where's my insert? Okay, yes. I'll just do a copy and paste of this because it's still the same thing. I'm trying to save time here. I'm so sorry if, I hope you understand what I'm doing actually. Yes, this is it here. So all I'm doing is does this end the statement. Now I'll explain this. This is saying use this model to go and find this ID to update what record, this record they're going to be passing into your Postman. You are expecting, like the way you update a form, update profile, you are expecting the person, if the person name is Git before, maybe the person name is not Sunday, then you have to remove Git to put it. So all those things is a form request. So that's more reason why you have to add these two things, these two guys there. When you are requesting something from an endpoint, these two guys is important. So I think I've explained that before. I can't overemphasize that again. So I don't need this. Do I need to actually? No, I don't know. So I'll just remove this. Okay, I'll just put status here. I'll call this success. This might not be the professional way of creating an endpoint. Yes, there are a lot of ways. Like I said, this is a basic class. But those who are just new to Laravel, those who are new to PHP, those who are new to the word API, you understand? This is just something very basic. So this lays there, and it's a post request actually. This one is let me make it capital. Post request. I think my endpoint is edit /. This one is just something that just displaying. It has no effect actually. Then this one I want to make it message. I just want to pass a message saying that cake updated successfully. Updated successfully. Yeah.
You're not sharing your.
Oh, Jesus. I'm sorry. I just brought me that I'm not sharing my screen. Damn. I've been teaching since. Oh my God. Okay. I will just recapitulate on that again. What I did now was to create. Oh God. I never knew I was going to share my screen. So sorry. Okay, this will be the last endpoint I will create, actually. The delete one, just because I need to jump on another meeting now. I'm so sorry, guys. I might still come back to the channel and explain the delete part, but I need to do one very soon. Before I go, let me explain this. So what I did, I created, my network again is acting up. My network is acting up, my network is acting up. Okay, it's back. Okay, now what I did there was to create a function called edit. And after I did that, I went to a route and I created a route for it called route get. Sorry, it has to be a post. Now, edit /. Remember, you are the one defining this, but you understand, you are the one defining how you want this to look like. It is an edit. You have to pass a variable, a parameter rather, because you have to edit a particular record. You're not editing all the record. Am I communicating? Edit record where we have value. What function are referencing you're referencing the edit method function inside the cake controller. Now let's go back to our controller. This is the edit. I never knew I wasn't sharing my screen before. I'm so sorry, guys. Function edit request. Now why you say request is because definitely like your form. Once you do edit profile form, right? Someone has to input something and hit the submit button. Request from the user. So you're expecting the request. You must do this. Laravel, you must do this. Type this automatically there. And the second parameter, since we are doing an edit and API endpoint, you need to pass in ID because we already specify ID here. Okay, these are just, I think we still understood about this, your request forms, all these are names of the database. Now, to actually update a record in Laravel, what you have to do is call the cake after. I never knew I wasn't sharing my screen. So you have to take all the cake method, find this. Find the ID, then update it with this record. It means integration in S means that update user views. This is here where ID is equals to this ID you're sending into this parameter. Parameter you actually having here, you accepted it from the method. It's as easy as that. And as usual, me does this. It's a post method. Okay, edit blah blah blah. So response just so. It's as easy as that. Remember, don't forget you have to do your return response, JSON response, and your status code. It's as good as that, right? Now let's go to oh God, I need to run very quick. Add a request. Okay, I need to copy that. It's coming. Sorry, I need to copy this URL. This is a new request, right? I can just rename this as this cake, right? I put in the URL. It's a post request. Don't forget that. I remember our endpoint is URL is edit / the parameter. Remember, since I know that I've created 2 records, and definitely I have just 2 records there, right? So Zoom is 1. Then an API will just pass in the ID. So the first record is 1 actually. So I come to my header. Usual content type application JSON. This is very important. Oh shit, sorry. JSON. Then secondly, accept application JSON. Then the body, because yes, we're expecting a request, so we have to input those requests here. So the body, yes, it's a JSON, so you have to. So I want to update my first name. First name. You don't have to type everything though. It's just the first name. You want to just pass it here. Let's say I want to just update. My first name was Git, right? I'm changing my name to Ifeanyi. Yes, that's my. I want to change it from Git to Ifeanyi. So if I hit this request, something is wrong. Oh, sorry, forgot to mention. What do you want to know, Laravel? I need to share my. Can you see my screen though? Okay, I don't want to just guess. Let me stop sharing and share again. Where's my model? Okay, where's my cake? Oh, sorry, I'm not sharing. Oh my God. Test editor. Sorry, I need to run. Okay, yeah, I went to my cake model. Who is this? Sorry, a call came in. Sorry. Fillable. Oh, sorry. You have to come here, put protected. Fillable. Because this, I think this should be the reason why that is happening. You just please specify this in your. Now let's go back to our endpoints. Okay, let me share that so I don't forget to share again. Share my Postman. Okay, yes, if I edit. Yes, you can see, because I added that. Fillable means something that you want. How do I explain fillable now? When you add that thing there, it means that you want those is a form input type you want to, form input name you want to actually fill inside your. Am I making any sense? No, I think I'm in a haste actually, that's why. Sorry. Fillable means all the forms inputs that you want to send into you want to update, or you want to inside into your database, you have to specify them in your fillable inside your cake model. So that is it. But let's confirm if this thing has truly updated that record. Let's check my ADSQL. I'll be stopping the meeting here. Sorry, meeting is mine already. So let me refresh this record. You can see if I have been changed to Ifeanyi. So I hope I'll be able to convince you and not to confuse you that API is not that difficult, and especially when you're writing in Laravel, it's super dope and easy. Super dope and easy. So I will stop here. After my meeting, probably later tonight, I'll come back and explain. Probably in the what's it called? In the Slack channel, I explain the delete. The remaining one is delete folder. I'll come and explain the delete endpoint. But thank you guys for having me. I'm so sorry. I have a meeting in the next 4 minutes. I'm so sorry. I need to run now. I hope you all understand all I've been saying. But if you have any question, I should be available today to answer those questions. Thank you very much. Thank you guys. All right. Bye-bye.